Morning, mortals. I was looking through videos the other day, or yesterday, and recognized as much as I talk about homosexuals, I had my mouth directly on the mic. So, who am I to condemn fellatio when that's all I'm doing? I try to be as unhypocritical as possible, but some things we can't avoid in this virus-infested world. Since we were on the subject of transparency recently, is that the direction I want to go? I don't know. Lord, please help me. You guys need practical, experiential information. Because if I was talking to myself at the age of like 18, that's what I would want. So first we should go over the concept of Ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese concept. You should Google it because I'm not going to get this right word for word. But basically it's about finding your path in life from first principles. First principles means like from the most basic elements of decision making, things that make the absolute most sense, right? This is what Elon Musk likes to reference when he builds his rockets that go into space. And he's very, very smart and very wealthy. So you should listen to him. He's also white. And so, as I told you before, Texas Movement started as a personal training business because I wanted abs and I wanted to be able to run fast. Because in our community, boxing and MMA was not conducive to academic excellence, concussion protocols, and all that type of thing. My father was particularly prejudicial against athletes, particularly African American athletes, because you all are fucking illiterate slaves, and you enjoy it. So that's balance, okay? Now, I could not speak this freely unless I had some moral authority to do so. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Okay? So, do you understand why having a PR of 1139 is very, very detrimental to my personal well-being? Do you get it now? There's 1.5 billion people relying upon this. And we would get up there what would you fucking monkeys do without me? Now go and preach another sermon about agape love. Fucking queers. Kids, you need to stay away from Jews at any cost. Even at the cost of your life. Do you understand this? They are children of the devil himself. Every single podcast you watch, you need to start with valuetainment. On either side of Patrick Bet-David and Vinny, there are two viruses that are ensuring that only their topics of discussion and their viewpoints are what's discussed. And that is how mainstream media works. And that's why you can't make any money on YouTube or TikTok unless you speak this narrowly. They're a disgusting race of people. And they want all the benefits of slavery, which they perpetrated. They invented a so-called Holocaust, where Hitler was controlled opposition and got reparations for that fraudulence and denied reparations to African Americans. These are the types of people that we're dealing with. Now, you children have been castrated pretty much because they've been gradually decreasing the testosterone of young boys since the 1980s. Okay? They've infected your tap water. They've infected all your schools and your libraries. And they make you think all these disgusting abomination sexual practices are normal. They're not, okay? You need to listen to your heart. Listen to your conscience. Take a few seconds each day to just take a break on the video games. Every once in a while, go to the bathroom without your phone. Okay, I know it's challenging. Yeah, nobody wants to read the back of a cleaning bottle, like a 409 bottle or Windex bottle. Okay, but I promise you, it will benefit you. If you see any benefit to the strengths that I have, it comes from these disciplinary practices. That's why you see me at the track so often. It's not because I'm as fast as Fred Curley. Right now, Fred. Right now. Okay, I'm dealing with this fucking bullshit. Kids, I care about you. Okay, I don't want you to go through what I went through. And I have the power to stop it. And I want to stop it. But you see that they're putting me in this small cell because they can't stop the spiritual authority that God's given me. That's how Jews operate. That's the story of Cain and Abel. Okay? Abel offered a better sacrifice than Cain. It's not about Rajiv. From a spiritual standpoint, Rajiv is even more pure than I am and is more worthy of leadership than I am. But he's not willing to do the appropriate work for everyone involved. Like my father, he is too scared to stand up to the real enemy. And I thank TSU for being so kind to him. But he does do his job well when given all the proper context. So I want no punitive action taken against him because of my foolishness, okay? We both love you very much. This is a fixable problem if we work together. But their strategy has always been divide and conquer. You've heard me talk about Willie Lynch before. Willie Lynch was a particular consultant that slave masters brought in to help control their plantations. Human beings are not supposed to be mules for other human beings. If you go look at, if you go look at the Sphinx in Africa, you notice the nose is chopped off. And it's a black face, an African face, but with the features of a dog. Which means the fallen angels were participating in genetic engineering even at that time. Okay? The Jewish community does not want the Malayali community and the African American community working together. We have complementary strengths. The reason I take on such a feminine persona sometimes is because we have a lot of masculine leeway spiritually. So trust me, I don't mind if your dick is bigger than mine. Most of the time it isn't. But like I said, 80% is fine with me. Okay? If I had run 1048 in high school, track would have been done a long time ago. But that's not the way God orchestrated it, okay? So all you have to do in this life is, and when I say God, you have to assume I'm talking about the Creator that I serve, okay? All we have to do in this life is overcome our own hubris. Hubris is just another word for pride. If you're black in America, BET will tell you all kinds of things about how you're supposed to be this, sexually promiscuous, hyper athletic, super cool, hyper masculine, even if you're a woman, addicted to your mother. They have this silly plan for your life that has nothing to do with God's purpose for your soul. Okay? The devil's only weapon is, confusion and deception. He's the father of lies. Even white Jesus said this. And you don't have to be a Hebrew Israelite or anything, or, have things in your ear like Kyrie Irving. I'll handle white Jesus. Okay, you don't worry about white Jesus. I'll take care of that. But the rest is, I can't do all this by myself. And black women are not going to help us. They have too good of a deal with the slave master. Indian men in this country and black women are pretty much the same thing. If my father and I ever worked together on anything in this life, this world would be entirely different. But since my birth, so many agents of destruction have been planted between me and my father and me and my brother to destroy our potential of working together. Do not be jealous of anyone else's subscriber count or follower count, net worth, supposed sexual prowess. Most of the influencers you see surrounded by women have already turned They have given anal sex in exchange for power. This is a very common practice going all the way back in time. The Chinese empires used to have eunuchs. Many empires did. That means they would literally castrate you. I don't know whether that means they cut off your dick and balls or whatever. But that was the exchange you made for power. The character Varys in Game of Thrones is one such character. It's a very despicable world in which we live. Jews, the spawn of Satan, see the intricate gifts God has given each child, and they want to cut that off at the earliest age. That's why things between the age of 0 and 7 are so formative. That's why early childhood education is so important. That's why you can't just nut in any female. This system is not designed for you to have any influence in your children's life. Ask anybody who goes to child support court. Ask your so-called father's rights attorneys how much power we really have in this country. I knew I didn't have a chance if I was a father. But I could not speak to you this freely if I did not put in the work to establish some credibility in the American way. And the American way is not preaching and doing math problems. So I did the bare minimum necessary to satisfy that fucking demon of a garbage disposal of a father that I have, who's never satisfied. And Asians, you know what I'm talking about. Let me stand in front of you on this one, okay? The world has been cruel to you. And I see it. Even for work I've done, they're trying to deny me the unemployment insurance here in Illinois. When they place an unlicensed white boy as my superior, and you know whenever white people are challenged intellectually, their fragility kicks in just like that. And as mentally tough as they claim to be because of all the Rocky movies that they've seen, if you poke at their supposed spiritual superiority and intellectual superiority, if you even question it, the rest of your career is infected by jealousy and envy. And they mock you by answering professional calls while they urinate. And the only reason I have this level of poise during my deliveries, you don't know what my mother and father went through as professionals. Without these, all they had was this. I don't want that to be your future. We can hurt them by loving each other and serving each other. That's why I'm here every day, trying to reach you. They despise unity. If I spoke more fluent Spanish, you'd see me far more often in Humboldt Park, trying to make connections there. But I understand how serious that family takes its history and tradition. And I want to be very reverential and respectful of that. But you're a part of this family as well. And the hard part about this journey is cutting out the cancers in your own immediate circle. And God calls everyone to do that at a different degree, okay? So don't feel like you have to cut anybody off. But you must first be loyal to yourself. What did Nipsey Hussle say? Do you remember? Would you rather be at war with yourself and at peace with the world? Or at war with the world and at peace with yourself? I know which one I want. And I am no marathon runner. I'm barely a sprinter. But John Smith knows that I know the Spirit. I am in chains for you. And because I can't keep my mouth shut. But why do I talk? Do I look like I need to talk all the time? Ask anyone in Dallas. A good day for me is training a few clients, working out, getting a bottle of good quality tequila, and waking up without a hangover. If possible, with a cisgender heterosexual woman for company. I don't have any grand needs for exorbitant income. I'm very fine driving a Toyota Camry with cloth interior. Those things can get up to 35 miles a gallon. Life is a lot simpler when we work together. Okay? Take some time and think about that today. We'll catch up a little bit later. But remember, I can't do this by myself. I need you. Think about what you're strong at, what you're good at. And if you can't help me personally, help someone closer to you. Then at least we will have made progress together. All right? We'll see you next time.